distance, and we took the average of all the distance. That's what elbow method was about. But I told you, right? So this point of time, so when maximum number of iteration are reached, so we will fix the number of iterations in the code. So within that iteration, these 2 points would not have got settled. That means the points remain in the same cluster and the centroid. So they did not get settled. That means each of the. Hello, ma'am. Am I audible? Power got cut.
Yes, ma'am.
Am I still audible? Okay, I think the
Yes,
UPS
ma'am.
is working. Yes, okay. Thank you so much.
Audible,
The
ma'am.
UPS is working. If there's any problem, I'll get back with my data. That's not a problem. Okay. So now what happens is that, ma'am, Uma ma'am, let me know when there is, when I'm getting disconnected. Give me a call. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so now these two data points might not have got right. So before that, this iteration, whatever you fixed, this is fixed for, from the computational perspective. So that might not be right always. So before, maybe you reached the, yeah, so you reach the maximum iteration. So before you actually the data points got settled in the respective clusters, you stopped the clustering. Case, that means we did not cross check this distance after we are assigned the data point. We did not do this step. So before that, we stopped the clustering. So at that point of time, if you had only used elbow method, then what would have gone wrong is that you're only checking the distance between the data points and its own cluster. You're not bothered about the other cluster data points. Did I make my point clear? Okay. So you did not do this step. For instance, we checked, right? So even after assigning all the data points to each of the cluster, we rechecked each of the data point, still they do belong to the right cluster. We did not, let's say we did not do this step. We skipped this step because before that, the maximum number of iteration, whatever we fixed, reached. So we just, the code got out of the loop, and this step did not get executed. So at that point of time, I'm sorry, there's so much of fluctuation. Okay. So what you're not bothering about is that you're not bothering about the distance between the data point and that particular cluster, and the distance between the data point and the rest of the clusters. You're not bothered in elbow method. You're only calculating the distance between the um, data points and its own centroid. That's what you're bothered about. But silhouette coefficient method takes care of this. Let's say we have two clusters. So these are two clusters. Okay. So what silhouette coefficient, you'll understand these steps after listening to my explanation. So please just focus this. Let's say I want to calculate the silhouette coefficient of this data point. Okay. So this data point, and I'm checking is that this data point, I'm checking the distance between this data point and the centroid of this cluster to which actually it belongs to. Okay. And I'm also calculating, I'm calculating the distance between this data point and the distance between all the data points. I'm doing the distance calculation with all the distance, with all the data points present in this cluster, and to this data point I'm checking. Okay. And I'm taking the average. Okay. You know how to calculate the distance between the two data points, right? So using the equivalent distance, or there are many other distance parametrics, Manhattan distance, whatever distance parametric you're using, you're calculating the average distance between the any data point you're taking, and you're calculating the distance between all the data points in that particular cluster.
அவ வந்து அப்புறம் சொல்லு. இங்க உட்காரு.
Okay. Okay. Okay, fine. So I'm doing this, and I'm also checking whether this data point actually belongs here or not. Okay. So that's what we are bothered about, right? So what we are bothered about is that, so we are checking the distance between all the data points present in this cluster, and also I'm taking one of the other cluster who's very nearer to me. Okay, so this ma'am, can you put on mute? uh, there's a lot of disturbances, so can you put on mute? I don't know from where it's.
Umar Anim. Okay. Now it is okay.
Okay. So now I'm calculating the distances, average distances. So now I'm calculating this and keeping, and I'm also checking one more guy who's very nearer to me. I know that, right? So there may be a number of clusters around me, but I know who's very near. So how do I do that? This centroid I will take, and this centroid I will take. Whoever is very nearer. So to that guy alone, I will check. I will calculate the distance between this data point and also all the data point distance, average distance I will check. So what I'm actually doing is that I'm actually checking whether I really belong here or belong here, because I skipped this step. This step I skipped. So I'm again checking this. So silhouette coefficients, calculating the silhouette coefficients help in that way. So now you can read this, you will understand this. There are two coefficient A of I, average distance of that point, this point, with all other points in the same cluster. That's how you get A of I. A of I is the average distance. You get the distance between this, and you take the average. That is A of I. And also the average B of I is calculated by the average distance of that point with all the other points to the closest cluster to its cluster. So that you should have calculated. We cannot do that with all the other rest of the cluster. We can only do that with a few number of clusters which are nearer to us. So this is calculated. So the distance between this point, this point, this point, and this point, and this point, and this point, everything is calculated and the average is taken. That is B of I. A of I and B of I is clear? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, how do we find silhouette coefficient is that we take B of I minus A of I. Silhouette coefficient, remember, it is calculated for each and every data point. Okay. So, silhouette coefficient for this data point I'm calculating B of I minus A of I divided by maximum. So, whoever is greater, we are taking that and we are dividing. Okay. Now, how does that help us to fix the best value of K? So, for you had formed each and every bar represents the silhouette coefficient. Okay, you had so each and every I said silhouette coefficient is calculated for each and every data point. This is a silhouette coefficient, and this is a silhouette coefficient for this particular data point, and these are one cluster, two cluster, because you fix the value of K to be 4. The best value of silhouette coefficient is 1, and the worst, this is the best value, and the worst value is I'm sorry, best is 1, and this is minus 1. Worst is minus 1. So these values are greater than 0. That means they are fine. So these data points are supposed to be in the cluster they belong to. See this guy, this is less than 0. That means this is an outlier. So we call this as an outlier in machine learning jargon. Outlier. So this means that this data point has to be somewhere else, but it is remaining here. That's why it has got the silhouette coefficient less than 1. And that is also the case here. Okay, so this is 1, 0, plus 1. So it's hidden, I'm sorry. Yeah, so when the cluster is number of clusters to be 3, what happens? You see, it's perfect, right? So this is perfect, and there's only one outlier here. Okay, so there's only one outlier. So what you do is that you take all the silhouette coefficient and take the average. So if the average is nearer to 1, so it's positive or nearer to 1, then it is the best value of K, or it is nearing closer to minus 1, then that means that you have to pick pick K which average silhouette is closer to 1. So if that is not so, then what you have to do is that you have to uh, check a better value of k. That's what silhouette coefficient gives you an idea. But so far, elbow method has proved to be correct. Okay, so elbow method is fine. So, but silhouette method is opted like when this step is not implemented properly. But elbow works fine. So, silhouette coefficient helps when you have not done this step, but k means take care of this step actually. So, it's okay when you stop with elbow method. So I just like to sum up both the methods, which helps us to evaluate. So whenever we talk of algorithms, so we have to evaluate, right? So whenever we build a model, we have to evaluate them. So because there are so many guesses, there are so many randomness involved in each and every machine learning algorithm. So we have to cross check whether we have done all the guesses properly. So elbow method, what elbow method checks is that it takes each and every data point, it calculates the distance between itself and all the data points, the centroid, and it find the average, and the average between all the data point and it to which centroid is calculated, and that is plotted against the number of clusters. We can have maybe like 0 to 12. So this also is a randomness. So how many clusters? This depends upon like how many number of data you have with you. Okay, number of data, and how do you how many k you foresee. So if your data is very large and there is a possibility of having some k is equal to 20, and you have only plotted with some less number of k, then that might not help. But then again, this can help you out, because how many number of k you have plotted, this knee is going to bend. I mean, the knee is going to bend here. So it's okay, even if the k is high or low. So this point is going to tell you that this is the correct value. Why? Because like beyond this, the distance is going to get stagnant. But remember, this distance is plotted by taking the average distance between all the data points to its own centroid. So that's how elbow works. And silhouette works by taking into account the distance between the nearby cluster. Not with all the clusters we can do this. So that will increase the computational complexity. So we are checking with one more cluster. I mean, we are just cross checking whether these points are meant to be here or somewhere else. So the silhouette coefficient varies from 0 to minus 1 to 1. So average silhouette coefficient. And remember, silhouette coefficient is calculated for every data point. So whoever, whichever k, which is the average silhouette coefficient is closer to 1, so that is chosen. Otherwise, you have to change the value of k and you have to redo it again. So this finishes the conceptual sharing of k-means and how the evaluation is being done. Any questions we can discuss, or we can move for practical session. Any questions you can ask now. No more? Okay. Okay, ma'am. Yes. Okay. If we can move the outlier to the relevant cluster and find silhouette coefficient again, if the yeah, I'll first answer to Vishnu Chakravarti sir. If we can move the outlier to the relevant cluster and find silhouette coefficient again, if it closes to k, we can the same k. Yeah. Uh, but yes sir, but the idea is that like if you want to move that particular data point to the correct cluster, then you're increasing the computational complexity, right? The point is that you have to redo the entire step. This training has to be done again. Okay, so but you can put up, you can have erroneous data set, you can have an erroneous training, but you're just checking whether it is acceptable or not. Okay, if the outliers are more, of course you have to change the value of k and you have to go back, but you're just checking whether because these are all outliers, but the point is that we can put up with these outliers. We don't need to change the k again. If the value of the average value of silhouette is closer to 1, we can just leave it off. We need not change it. You're only going to go back, and of course you're going when you're going back and change the value of k, you're going to set that put that outlier in the correct cluster. That's what is going to happen. So but you don't need
No,
to.
normally outlier we will remove during data cleaning time. So there is a point of outlier there.
Data cleaning, if at all you removed, then there is no point.
Okay, okay.
Okay, if at all the outlier, because in real time we will be dealing with a large number of data, no ma'am. So you can, there's no promise. There's no promise
Okay.
that outliers but you can have outliers, but the outliers are optimal, I mean they are acceptable amount, then you can live with them. Otherwise Vishnu Chakra, if it is closer to 1, yes sir, if it is closer to 1, then it is okay. That's what the good value for silhouette average score is +1. If it is moving closer to -1, then you have to go back and change the value of k. At that point of time, the outlier, of course, is going to go to the right cluster. Did I answer your question, Vishnu sir? Yes, sir. And Aparna, ma'am, how will we know the closest cluster? Yes, ma'am. Closest cluster is that. Yeah, I said we are not going to check with. Okay. Ma'am. Okay, so the distance, how do you find the distance between the closest cluster is that the distance between the centroids that can help you out, no ma'am. So you have a list of centroids. Let's say you have a list of centroids. So you can pick the nearer one. So the distance between the centroid can tell you who is very nearer. Did I answer your question, Aparna ma'am? Okay, fine, ma'am. Okay, so is there any other doubts? Yes, ma'am. You cannot do that with everybody. So maybe one or two you can pick up, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. Yeah. So you can fix it while you're coding, right? So while you're coding, you can just pick the top two. So you're only going to do that, right? So I said like, yeah. So there are five clusters, right? So you can fix that. You can only check with the two clusters, two nearer cluster. Okay, or you can only pick one. It makes sense, right? We need not pick all the, so we can only pick the closest to one, and we can check whether that data point is actually nearer, but we don't need that. It will be taken care by the training, but this happens only if we have large number of data points. Otherwise it's not going to be required at all. Elbow works fine. Did I answer your question, ma'am? Oh, thank you. Okay, is there any other question? Okay. Okay. So shall we move on to the implementation session? Yeah. So before that, I will just share this link to you. You can download that mall customer data set first. I've posted, okay, I have to post it here also as well, right? Just download that mall customer. There is one CSV file. I request you all to download that first. Just look at that data explorer. You see my screen, right? Just click this button, it will get downloaded. Okay, so when you're done, you can tell me.
Ma'am, they're asking the link again. Can you share it?
Yes.
The other chat, I think other chat.
Okay. Subin, every cell I have to paste it here. They will be. I should
Yes,
share
they
this
can share.
link also, right?
Yes.
This
Yes.
link also.
Yes.
So once they are.
And turn on that view only mode. Otherwise, they may edit. So accidentally they made it.
Oh, okay. This one?
No.
This
Not
one?
not this one. Not this one. That code share. Their view one. Click that. Yeah. That one.
Sorry, registered. Okay, I have
Oh,
to
only for
register.
registered members. Okay. Leave that. Then okay, they made it. Okay, fine. No problem.
They made it.
They made
Okay.
it. You may have to repaste. That's all.
Okay, then I'll. Yes, ma'am.
You have downloaded the CSV file.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you send by any other mode?
That's what we were talking, ma'am. We were discussing before the session. How can we do that?
No, you download and then give it to Subin by doing.
But ma'am, that will be hard, ma'am. That or one thing you can do is you can put it in GitHub and share that link here. That would be easy.
Okay.
Anil, are you here?
I'll send it. I'll send it to you, Subin.
Okay.
Your mail is this, right?
Anil, I think it's not. He joined early. I think he's not here now. Okay. Anil is here.
Hello?
Anil, yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'll send you this thing data set. Can you put it in GitHub and share a public link?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I sent it, Subin.
Okay, I'll forward it. Okay. 1 minute, ma'am.
Okay, no problem. Everybody log into some, you all know that, right? I did not tell this, but I'm just repeating this. Go to Google Colab and log into one of your Gmail IDs.
Anil, I have forwarded. Check your mail. Check your mail.
Okay, sir.
It's a small data set only, so it won't take much time. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Shubha ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
you can copy cell by cell. You can also open your new folder, copy one cell alone and then execute
No, ma'am. This alone I will copy and put it there.
in the new folder.
Why, ma'am?
So again run and show.
I will again run, ma'am. Run this again.
But you just open if you in the new folder and then copy and then run.
Okay.
We
Oh,
keep this as backup and show
okay.
run as the new Google folder and share the code in the node share.
Okay, ma'am. Fine.
Then it will we will have a clarity.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, I understand.
So now we have to connect with the data.
Yes, ma'am. So now you can open file new. They all know this, right, ma'am?
Yeah, yeah. They
Okay.
all know.
I just name it as k-means 1. Are you all ready, ma'am, with the data set? Have everybody downloaded it?
I think it is asking login to me.
No, ma'am. You can straight away download from this link. It's easy. See, just one click, you'll get downloaded. This link, ma'am, Kaggle.
Ma'am, it is asking to log in and my login is not working.
Oh, okay. Okay. Maybe like I'm already logged in. I'm sorry about this. Somebody has given the, yeah, so given the share. Shailendra, right? Shailendra sir, right? Yeah. So thank you so much, Shailendra sir. Yeah, you can download it from here. Oh, okay. Your student, ma'am.
Anil, have you copied?
No, somebody has given the solution, ma'am.
They are given by drive. Given by drive.
Yeah. I will post this in the other group as well. So it can be downloaded from here also, drive.google. I'm sorry, ma'am. I forgot that it's already logged into Kaggle. I forgot that. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Shailendra Mishra, ma'am. Okay. When it is all ready, then we can start.
Please wait.
No problem, ma'am. I can wait. Yes, ma'am.
I have downloaded mal customers .csv file.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
CSV we already said statement value.
Hmm.
TS.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, I'm Anil here. Like I've posted in the GitHub link where we can directly pull the data set from there.
Okay.
It's already in the chat box, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. I will put it in the other group. So for that also you need login?
Not required, ma'am. We just need a command in the cell, in the collapse cell, to just pull it.
Okay.
Because everybody downloaded. Yes, right?
Hmm.
Because we have to write one command like the way we did yesterday. Please confirm, like in chat, if you have that downloaded that, so that we can.
Okay, I think everybody has done. Is anybody left behind? If there's no, please tell us. If there's anyone left behind, you can tell us. This. Then everybody has downloaded, ma'am. Shall we start, ma'am? Okay, so we have, I believe we have all opened this file. So go to file, new notebook. You can name as k-means. I just named it as one because I already have a file which I executed. Okay, so now I'm going to share this link also. Please open this, through which I'm going to share the code. Everybody keep that window open, codeshare.io.
First you explain, then you copy, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, so these 4 lines, we all know that Python is full of libraries, right? So whatever we want, we can take it from the libraries. So NumPy is to make some numerical operations, a numerical Python. So that's what is NumPy as. Pandas is to read the Excel sheet. So because like you and me can read the Excel sheet, but how does the program reads it? So there is a way. So it has to, either it has to traverse from column to column, or it has to slice from row to row. So it has certain commands that pandas libraries will take it. This matplotlib and seaborn are libraries which are used to visualize the data. So whatever graph we want to plot, so we want to visualize that data. So these are the 4 libraries we have imported: NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, and Seaborn. And NP, PD, PLT, SNS are the objects created for them, because like we can straight away access them, but it's a good practice that because like we can have a number of objects created for them. So we have created these objects through which we are going to access these libraries. Fine. So now I'm going to share this piece of code. You can copy paste it. Okay, then I can put a, oh, I'm sorry. Okay. So everybody can copy this, and then you can, yeah, even I have to copy. And then just press this run. You should be able to run. Since it needs internet connection, so depends on the connection strength, it will take some time. Okay. I think you're all with me. Yes. If there's anybody, can we maybe 2 minutes I can wait.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Yes, sir. What? Sorry.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So now we have to read the file, right? So before doing this, we have to upload the file. Just click onto this folder and you will see this upload symbol. And yeah, so wherever you have stored the file, now it is pointing me exactly to that location. Just click it. It just tells it that like, just upload that file. So click on that folder symbol. You'll get this up arrow. Click that and then go that leads you to the location. If it is not leading you, you choose the location for where the file is being stored in your local drive. Click on that, your file will get uploaded.
You could say that mall.
Yeah, mall underscore customers dot csv will appear on the screen now.
Shubha, it is looking somewhat font size is very small. Or the right side, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Or your right side.
Okay.
Can you make that list of speakers or something? Can you make it appear downside?
Which one, ma'am? Which one, ma'am?
No, in my screen it is visible like that.
Maybe you have to pin my screen, ma'am. You have to just click on my name and just pin the screen. Then you will see the correct size, ma'am. Now is it okay, ma'am? I request all also to do that. Pin find my name on this participants. Pin to the screen. Then it should be fine. Now is it fine, ma'am?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you repeat the step how to locate the CSV file?
Okay, ma'am. I will just delete this. Okay. So now it should be like this for you. Click on this folder like symbol. Then click this up arrow. It will ask you to choose the file. Choose the file, double click. That's it. Fine, ma'am? Okay, so now what can we do is that we can read the file. I'll just copy this. Okay, you don't need to do this. Okay, so in this inside this two codes, what I need to do is that there'll be 3 dots where your file is being uploaded. Click on that dot, copy path, place your cursor here, paste it. That's it. Okay, so I'm just sharing this code, but see to that. Shall I clear this? If anyone left behind, you have to tell me. Subin, is there any option so that like this is also visible? I have to clear this and then only I have to add.
No, ma'am, you can continue adding, ma'am.
Continue add. Yeah, yeah. No need to clear. You just add below.
Oh, okay, fine. Thank you. Okay. So in this, you just copy this code, but inside this double quotes, you have to follow this step. Click on this blue dot, 3 dots, and then copy path and then paste it inside this. I think it should be the same for you also, because we're all working in Colab, right? Everybody did that?
Excuse me, ma'am. This line code is not visible in code share. Got it.
Okay, okay, I'm sorry.
Sir, Ramera.
No, you can click that link and you can click that link in your window, ma'am. You didn't do that? So that's easier, no, ma'am. Instead of typing, you can't type that, right? You got that link, ma'am. It's here. Code share. Nothing is there. Why?
Refresh. Refresh or open again.
On CodeShare, there is some problem. Yesterday also there was some problem. So I'll paste it in the
Sir,
chat.
sir, close it and then open again, sir. Sometimes due to network issue, the content may not be accessible. Close it and then open again from the chat window.
Or else don't worry. I mean, if nothing is working, then we can share the file itself. Yes, ma'am. That will work, no, ma'am.
That will at the end, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
For them to keep track.
Yes, ma'am.
No, no, it will work. Precious. Or you can type those commands in the chat, chat window.
Then they can copy, right? That's easy, right?
But in between, if someone asks without, then no, there will not be any flow. That is-
Okay.
So in coach and nobody will chat. You will see the
Hmm.
does that work fine, sir, coach share? I don't think so.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
anywhere that is a problem, sir, because everyone is able to alter. If everyone is able to modify, someone is deleting, then what shall we do? Okay, ma'am, you better to copy it in the chat window itself instead of creating document and all. Copy the same line in the chat window on both the window, ma'am.
Okay.
That
Fine.
will do as of now. Yeah.
Okay. No problem, ma'am. I will ask. Somebody has asked her. I will delete this file. Just click on this folder. Did you, ma'am? Just put on mute, ma'am. We will discuss. Yes, ma'am. Click.
Yes, I'm hearing, ma'am. Can you tell
Yeah.
again?
Yeah. So click on this folder. Do you see this folder kind of symbol? Files.
Yes, yes.
Click on that. Do you see this?
Yes.
Click that. Single click.
Okay.
Choose the file where you have stored.
Okay, okay. I got it. Thank you. Thank you.
Double click. That's it, ma'am. Okay, just run this again. Everybody are with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now you can just get information what your Excel is having. So I'll just show you the data set. This is a data set. Okay, I forgot to tell this, right? Like what is our objective? Yeah. So the mall customer data set is about like you have a shopping mall and you have customers. They are the gender, the features of the data is gender, their age, and their annual income, and their spending score. So they have given some score from 1 to 100, like how, depending upon how frequent they will spend. Okay, so these are the this is a 4-dimensional data. Now what we are going to do is that, like, depending upon the spending score, their annual income, age, and gender, we're going to form them into a group. Of course, like who's very old and who's getting more income, there's no guarantee that because we are also matured, we won't spend more, right? So, but if the person is so young and he's getting more salary, then they would there's a possibility that they would spend more. So it's not about like the age. So they can form. We are going to cluster people depending upon their gender, age, annual income, spending score. So depending upon these 4 criteria, so we are going to cluster the customers. That is the objective. Okay. So this df.info will give you, so because this Excel is very readable, but that is not the case always. Okay. So that's why we have all these functions. But this is only having how many rows? It's only having 2, not 1. So the subtracting the first row, then it is only having 200 data points. But that will not be the case always. So we can find using this df. So what is df? Df is a data frame that we had created. So whatever, so this CSV file has been now converted into a data frame. So that means like because this the rest of the programs cannot every time parse this Excel file. This Excel file, once you download it, upload it, I'm sorry, you upload it here and you convert it to the data frame, the this program is not going to access this file anymore. So now this has been created as a data frame. Now this pandas, that's what this pandas are doing. This pandas, this pd dot read underscore csv, read underscore csv is a function, inbuilt function in pandas, which will help us to read the CSV file. So we have created the data frame, and now we are going to access whatever we are going to do, whatever we want to do with the data. We'll only disturb this data frame and not the file anymore. So df.information, when you df.info parenthesis, I think I'll paste this. That gives you an information about like yes sir, Shankar sir, copy the path or otherwise remove the content alone. You're giving some, got the above error. You copied the path, ma'am. Aparna, ma'am. You just click on this copy path and you did this. There is a slash. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, please. 1 second, sir. There's 3 dots, no, sir. Click on that. Copy path is there. Just paste it inside. Keep the cursor here. Paste this inside this double quotes. Got it, sir? No, there is every slash will come whatever you copy path, no? So it's empty now, right? Whatever inside the double quotes, you just paste. Everything will come there. You don't need to do anything. Okay, make sure you're running it. Aparna ma'am, maybe like you forgot to run this cell. Did you run this cell? Then you will get error. You have to run this cell and then you have to run this cell. Your errors got cleared, ma'am. Okay. Okay. Ma'am, copy from your screen. You're not. You can copy this syntax, but just remove everything inside this quotes, double quotes. Most probably it will be the same, but still copy from your screen, ma'am. Uma, ma'am, can you give me 2 minutes, ma'am? I'll be back within 2 minutes. Uma, ma'am. Uma, ma'am. Asubin, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, you can carry on, ma'am. 2 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. I'll be back.
Okay, okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we all done. Aparna ma'am, did you get it?
Doing, ma'am. Again, I got error.
Can you share your screen in that case?
Yes.
I'll stop sharing then. And which screen are you, ma'am? The screen, right? Yeah, okay.
Google Colab, ma'am.
No, 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 no. You start share your screen, ma'am.
Ma'am, there was some network issue
Where, ma'am?
for me.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, no problem.
That you were calling in.
No problem, ma'am. I am back, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Aparna ma'am, can you share your screen?
Yes, ma'am. My screen is getting shared.
No, ma'am. I don't see that. Uh, below that, there's present now or no, ma'am? Entire screen you just give me. Okay, why? Enabled? Okay.
Instead of share tab, you click entire screen. Still it is disabled.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In the time I will try again.
Okay, okay. You also got the error, sir? Okay.
Can you hear me? Is it visible?
Yes, sir, it is.
Ma'am, what is the problem?
No, sir. Sir wants to present his screen. Yeah, it is working. No, we haven't proceeded, sir. So when we proceed, we will see, sir. You're correct, sir. Aparna, ma'am. Yes, sir. We have to. No, nothing happens means like we have not seen the output, sir. We have not. We have just uploaded the file. We have not done anything. Maybe like the rest of you can do this. I'll copy paste this. No, I didn't do anything, sir.
Now, sir. So now this. Okay, sir. You can stop presenting your screen.
No, ma'am, you got that right?
Continue, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, so for everyone, my screen is visible, ma'am, in both the. Okay, I think in the other meeting I have to. Okay. Okay. Now you can copy paste. I've pasted this df.info in the chat box. You can copy paste that and then run it. Even I will do that. When you do that and then run, then you will have this. It is just telling you that like how many number of columns. So each and every column. So there are we have in this column. So these are this is the column information and how many count we have. Non-null count means like how many non-zero values we have. So every values are filled actually in the data. So we don't have any null values. So we have 200 rows for each and every column. And then that's what this information is giving us. So this and all the data is about the integer. So we can neglect this. So this is what we just want to need the information like how many columns we have, how many rows we have. This syntax will help. So fine. Shall we move? Okay. Are we all with? Are you all with me? Yes. Okay. Okay. Now you can just ignore this. I think you don't need this. But yeah. So if you want to know the columns, then you can do this. I will also paste it in the chat box.
There also, ma'am.
Would share also? Okay. Yeah. So if you do that, then it will just display whatever. Yeah. So this you can ignore this. Like it just gives you like what are the column features we have. And then what next? What we are going to do about this? If you want to visualize, head means like it gives few rows, the first few rows information. If you want to look at it, because in this data we are able to see the entire picture, but that is not the case in real time. That's why we have all this function. So df.head. So df.column maybe you can ignore, so you need not waste time. So df.head, watch out the syntax. It is having parenthesis. Okay, so open and closed parenthesis. That will give you few information about the first few rows. I mean, I'm sorry, all information about the first few rows. That's what df.head. Okay, so that you can execute and see. We have not yet connected with k-means. Remember, our objective is to cluster. We have not reached that step. We have just created the data frame out of the input data file we got it. So our objective is to cluster the customers depending upon their annual income and the spending score. Okay, so df.head is over. Now, what we are going to do is that we can, because like we are going to cluster, right? So we are not supposed to have, so somebody was also telling, right, the data pre-processing. So data pre-processing involves dropping whatever we don't need. So we don't need actually customer ID. That is not of any use to us. While clustering, we only need the gender, age, annual income, and spending score. This will create disturbances, right? So we are dropping the customer ID. So we are giving the, and one more thing I would like to say, when I downloaded from this, some site, the Kaggle site, the gender was having some spelling mistakes. So this was having some Jenner. So if that was the case, just check out your data file. This was having some spelling mistakes. It was not gender for me. So I corrected that. If that was the case, then if you see, you can check from the df.header head. So if this is gender, then you can use gender only. Or if it is something else, follow the same. You got my point? It doesn't make any difference. Otherwise, it will throw error. That's it. The column name was misspelled. So when I downloaded from this Kaggle, no, so this Kaggle, if you see, this will be misspelled. So the gender will be misspelled as Jenner or something like that. So then in that case, you won't. Yeah, I will just put it. So you should see this spelling. Otherwise, you just use in the code. So here we have genders. So this dot gender, df dot gender. So whatever this column name is there, that should be given here. Otherwise, it will throw error. That's my point. Everybody got it, or did I confuse?
Can we make change in the original Excel?
In that case, you have to upload it again. That's the only point. Otherwise, it's fine. You got it, ma'am? I'm very sorry. Now only I remembered this. There was a problem with this data file. Otherwise, no problem. Like I'll show you this code. I'll copy paste this code, right? So in this, like whatever it is, df.head, I would have told you what the name of the column. So that you can have it here instead of this alone. You need not change the left hand side. You only need to change this. The rest of the things are going to be the same. You don't need to worry. I checked the code, so there's no change from hereafter. Okay, ma'am. Anyway, it is going to be used by the variable genders. So it is okay. Here only we are going to make that change. You don't need to upload the file again, ma'am. Got it, ma'am? Okay.
Ma'am, please
So
copy the code df.drop.
head, ma'am.
df.drop. Please copy the code to chat. df.
Okay. Dropping means we are dropping that particular column. That's what we are going to do.
Please copy the code, ma'am.
Yeah, I did, ma'am. In the code share also I will do.
Thank you so much.
No problem. So we did this and then we did this. Okay. I think the connection, there's some connection problem with this code share. After df.drop, if you execute this and then if you put df.head, then you will see a different value. That's how you can confirm. That is dropped. That column customer ID is dropped. You don't see that anymore. Okay. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just this is fine. Now what we are going to do is that.
Madam, excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, once can you explain from the beginning what is the initial steps? I missed out, I think.
No problem, ma'am. Okay. Okay, so initial, we just had these 4 libraries, okay? NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, and Seaborn. NumPy is for numerical, it's now numerical Python. So whatever numerical calculations we all have, we want to calculate the average or whatever calculations we are doing, that is taken care by this NumPy. And Pandas is used to read the CSV file. So the CSV file has to be sliced the way we want. So all those functions are inbuilt in this Pandas. And Matplotlib and Seaborn are used for visualizing the data. So instead of seeing it as numbers, we can we love seeing that in the form of a graph, right? So in order to do that, these 2 libraries have their own functionalities. First, what we are doing is that we are reading the CSV file, okay, using the PD. So the PD is the object. For each and every library, you can see that we have created an object, okay? So through that object only, we are going to connect that library. And this is the hierarchy you see in Python. You have libraries. Each and every libraries have many functions in it. Those functions are accessed by this object. And you can create n number of objects for each and every library. But we don't need many objects for these libraries for this particular program. So we are only using we are only creating one object, okay? So we are creating a data frame, df variable. Df is a variable. So you can just keep the cursor there. It will tell you the details automatically. I mean, this df, it tells that the df is nothing but a data frame. Just put the cursor here and then leave it. You will see what it is. That data frame is nothing but like you are, because the program has to access your data, right? It cannot access every time the Excel file. So it is storing every values in the data frame. Now it's like a container. So it has it's a comfortable container in which the program is going to access the data. So read underscore CSV is an inbuilt function. So you want to upload the file. So what do? You need to give the path, right? So how will it know where the file is uploaded? But here in Google Colab, you cannot access, you can access from the local drive, but that's a long, lengthier process. But what we do is that we just upload in the Google Colab itself. So first that we did, and then now this path we have copy pasted it, and we have read the file. So df.info is just to know like how many columns and rows are there in your in your CSV file. df.columns gives you the column information. df.head df.head gives you the overall picture of your Excel file for the first few rows, because the data is going to be large in real time. So we are just the first few rows will be shown to you, and then data pre-processing has to be taken. In this particular context, what we are pre-processing is that we are dropping the unwanted columns. In our case, we don't want any customer ID, so we are dropping that. So df dot drop. So and then if you want to check like if this syntax has actually worked or not, df dot head can work out. So you can again put df dot head and see. Now there is no customer ID which was previously seen. Okay. Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you, thank you.
No problem.
It's all out, ma'am.
Okay, now what we are going to do is that we are going to now remember we have not seen k-means, so we have nowhere touched that. Now what we are going to see is that like we are going to play around the data and visualize. So because we have Matplotlib and Seaborn library, right? What we are going to see is that like you can play around. I can skip these things, but few things we can visualize and see. What we are going to, we'll just visualize the gender information. Just copy paste this. It just gives you the gender. I'll also copy it here. I'll also need to copy, right? So somebody can put on mute, I think. Okay, so now df dot gender value counts. So that means you'll be wondering. So this df is I said right. Whatever we want to take from the data, now the Excel is no more needed. This is not needed. Even if you delete this file, it's going to work. Okay, so don't do that. Okay, so if there is any connection problem, then it might work. So now this data frame, this gender value counts is an inbuilt function. That means like this is going to give you the count of the gender. Okay, so this shows that, so this set style, figure, bar plot, everything are going to tell us like this function is going to tell you that how many females are there in the data and how many males are there in the data. So that's what it is going to. So it is plotting the value between x genders dot index and y genders dot values. So here what it is doing is that, okay, so it is here in this x coordinate we are plotting for the female and here male. So that's what the values are getting in. Okay, so that's what we are doing. So we are just looking at, because remember the gender is having, right? So this is what it is slicing. The data frame has stored this column. It knows how many males are there, how many females are there. That magic is only been done here. So it is just calculating how many males and how many female, and it is helping us to visualize. That's what is being done. So if you copy paste this, and you will. So these are all. You don't need to worry too much about this. These are all styles in which you want to visualize your graph. These are all fixed size in which you want to vary the size. I don't want to confuse you so much on this. Okay. So this is just the visualization procedures we need to follow. That's it. Set style, figure, bar plot. So you just need to, we are just visualizing how many males are there and how many females are there. We're just playing around the data. We have not looked into k-means. Understood? You can see this. And then what we can do, we can still some more. Okay. We'll stop with this and then we will move on to k-means. I'll just copy paste this. Okay. Plus code. What we are doing is that we are analyzing the age ranges. So we have ages, right? So we are analyzing what is the range of ages we have. So between 25 and 18 and 35 and 26, 45 and 36, we are just calculating like this. These are the syntax. Don't worry about this. Okay. These are all inbuilt function. Okay. So this df.age. So this age thing is got from the age. This column name is age, right? So that's what you gave. So that's how this age is being accessed. It is just calculating less than or equal to 25 and df.age greater than or equal to 18. So this is the logic. Okay. So and it is storing it is in this variable. So we have created 4 variables: 18 to 25, 26 to 35, and 36 to 45, 46 to 55, and finally, yeah, 5 variables, right? So age 55 and above, and we are storing it, and we are creating xy coordinates. Okay. So y, obviously y axis is going to be the count, and x axis is going to be the number of people present. Okay. So x axis is going to be the just the label, and y is actually going to tell you how many people do fall in this range. So that's what you see if you click play. See, so this is just x axis is just the label, and y is telling the count. So here you give the title, you see, this pellet rocket. So maybe the style of the bar plot. Okay. So you don't need to worry too much about these details. This title is nothing but the title of the plot you give. X label, whatever you want to give label. So here, whatever you type there, you can try changing these variables. So age, number of customer, maybe like you can put no of customers or whatever it is. So that will be reflecting here. So you're labeling the y-axis and you're labeling the x-axis, whatever you do there. So this is facilitated by Seaborn, and you see PLT and SNS are used in different places. So why? Because like they are objects of matplotlib library. So and then Seaborn. So you place the cursor there, you will see their details. The hierarchy is library, inbuilt functions are there in each and every library, and those functions are accessed by these objects. This bar plot, figure, everything are functions, and this PLT is the object for matplotlib library. So through this object, we are accessing all these functions and we are doing our task. Fine. Okay. How many more? Okay, so this looks good, right? So maybe like we can do this, and then we can. So I will share this code. You can just copy paste and see like how many are there. I don't think these are required for k-means. Yeah. Okay, maybe the finally we'll do this. And then we will go to k-means. Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, this for plotting, right? This is my unit for that
Ah.
X and Y labels. That box is incomplete.
Oh.
Yes, ma'am. E, you have to add and you have to end up with the double quotes and the right bracket.
Yeah. And at bottom also, X label and Y labels. The code is not here, visible in the chat box.
Okay, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'll redo it again. Okay. This is for the previous code. Okay, again, I'm doing the same mistake, right? Yeah, 1 second, ma'am. This one, right? No, not this one.
Few lines are enough. See the plotting. Plot title.
This one?
Double quote and bracket is missing.
Okay. This one? Fine, ma'am. I think I'm not posted in your. Okay. Ah, which one, ma'am? Oh, okay, okay, I got it, ma'am. This one, right?
Yes, ma'am. This cell.
Okay. This one, enough?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, the bar.
Okay. Others don't copy. Okay, fine, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
No problem. Yeah. You copied, ma'am. I'll post this again. The scatter plot alone we will see. No, we will see the scatter plot. This is different, right? Bar plot we have seen. The scatter plot. Copy this one. From, yeah, I posted at 120, right? So that can be copied. I already copied in code.share. So this is showing annual income versus spending score. This time we have not selected bar plot. Instead, we have used a scatter plot. So this makes the difference. Instead of bar plot, which we've been using in the previous thing, SNS, so we are using the scatter plot. So this gives you a 3D dimension view. So this helps you to visualize data better. So if you're okay with bar plot, you can go for bar plot. If you want to do it in a scatter plot, then you can opt this. So I just thought of showing the different versions. That's it. And remember, we have not still done k-means. We are just analyzing the data. We are still in the data analysis step. We have done the data pre-processing. We removed that column, and then we are analyzing the data, like how the data is looking. And then we have to now cluster.
Okay, excuse me, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
So I want to know how we are taking the file mallcustomers.csv to the Colab.
To the Colab, ma'am.
Yes, I have got this link, in GitHub. Mall.
No, you don't follow that, ma'am. I mean, this is easy, right? So somebody had posted the Google Drive.
Okay.
You want that, ma'am? I'll post it
Yes,
again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
You can download that directly from that, ma'am.
Okay, okay, okay.
Don't worry, ma'am. Like, I will share the code. You can copy paste the code in your Colab, and you can run it later.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, 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 okay.
You
Thank
just see. I mean, because like, or
you.
you can just pick up now, ma'am. You just
Okay, okay, okay. Yes, thank you.
okay. So, shall we move to the next K means? We will skip the data visualization. I think we can do the K means now. Okay, so this is what K means. I'll just tell this code. sklearn. So sklearn is the library which is meant for machine learning. So all the machine learning libraries, whatever you want about the classifiers, be it SVM, be it naive-Bayes classifier, KNN, K-mean, whatever you want, everything is there in the sklearn. And the beauty of sklearn is that, sir, you were asking about like how to take this to the students, right? You can take this sklearn to the students itself. Why? Because there is, though the K means what I taught in the morning had so much of steps in it. Okay, so whatever steps it had, you were initializing the K, and it's all put it as a black box in sklearn. You don't see anything in the K means. I mean, this sklearn. So sklearn, but it's actually not a good practice. Like what we tell for the college students is that like try to code the library. But for school students, I feel it is okay to use sklearn. Even college students are using. But when they move to the industry, we appreciate them. We encourage them to understand the algorithm and code it directly how actually K means does. But I feel it's okay for the school students to use sklearn. It's like importing some I'm a function, and you're calling K means, and you're doing the job. So you see, this much only is K means, and we are doing nothing. We are importing K means directly. K means is being imported. Now the algorithm itself is imported as an object. You don't need to do anything. You just need to specify the number of clusters, and everything happens for you. The data is clustered. Okay, so that's what is happening from sklearn. Sklearn, you imported sklearn, you did not import it. Okay. Okay, so just check if it is working, or we have to pip install, or we have to I think it will work. It is there in Google Colab from sklearn.cluster. That means there are so many clustering algorithms in sklearn.cluster. We are importing k-means clustering. And WCSS, you remember this is what we were calculating the distance in elbow method. So we are creating an empty list. Okay, so we're going to add the creating the list. So for case in range 1, 11, that means for through in 1, 11, so we are going to change the values of for 1 through 11, we are going to calculate the k-means, calculate this WCS distance. So WCS dot this fit dot df dot this is taking the values from the data. So this is only k-means. See, the k-means is compressed in one single code. This is actually k-means. K-means dot fit dot dlf dot ilog colon comma 1 comma. So you're creating the data frame, right? So we created that data frame, right? So the in between programs are not actually needed to run k-means. This is actually taking the values from this CSV file. And what it is doing is that it is taking all the columns. iloc is like a location. It is parsing all the location, and it is fitting into the k-means. K-means dot fit, k-means is done actually. Append k-means dot inertia is nothing but the sum of the squares, whatever difference in the distance you get, right? So this dot inertia is giving you whatever we calculated, right? So the sum of the distance between each and every data point and into the cluster and square root, everything is done in this one line. K-means dot inertia. So now previously it was empty. WCSS is now got. Now we are going to plot. So WCS is ready. You have your K values. You want to fix the number of good cluster for your algorithm. That's what we are doing the elbow method here. So we are we have your data, you have your data, and you are calculating what will be the doing the elbow method, and we are calculating. So this has been done in 2 lines. Okay, so for each and every value of k, what is the distance it is calculating? You remember this is run in the loop. See, there is a loop there. For k in range, that means it is doing for each and every value of k. For each and every value of k, this WCS is appended. So finally, your WCS is appended. This will take the plot is between the k value and its respective CSS. For k is equal to 1, what is the WCSS value? So it is plotted. So I think k is equal to 5 is the where the knee bend is seen, right? So you choose that, and see, now you pass on km is equal to k-means. K-means becomes a function straight away. K-means of parenthesis, in the parenthesis, I'll copy paste the code, don't worry. So I'm just explaining the flow. N underscore cluster is a variable which is going to be fixed as k. So because we see that k is optimal, k is equal to 5 is optimal. Now again we are doing the k-means, because we know that this k value is going to give us the same value we used here. We did here, but here why we used is that, like, we were for each and every value of k from 1 to 11, we did this k-means. Now we are doing it only for 5. So for 5 k value, we are doing it, and then finally we are plotting it. So this, all these things are, these details. So they are giving values for the colors. So they are this scatter plot. They are using this scatter plot function. You don't need to worry too much about this. Just understand the crux. So depending upon the clusters identified, they are coloring the data points. Okay. So this is how the clusters are. They say we fix the value of k to be 5, right? So you get 5 colors here. So this colors is just applied by you only. Though you have clustered the data, you have to visualize it, right? So for that you have to do some job. That's what you have externally did that. So that's what we are doing it. So depending upon the spending score and the annual income, so we have and all the features we had. So we have clustered the data. So this is how k-means work. Now I will put this code, elbow method code, share this code, you can run it. The rest of the data visualization code, maybe like you can practice it later, because our ultimate aim is to know k-means. Whatever I have not executed, I will share the code at the end. You can execute that and see. So I should also do that, right? Yeah, it should work. And then finally we have fixed the, see, this is elbow method. This is elbow method. For all the values of k, we are doing k-means. And for, again, we are doing, repeating the same for a single value of k. That's what this code is telling you. You don't actually need to import all these libraries again, because we have already done that. But since the code from which the source was having, it's okay. You just copy paste this. Second time we are doing the same for a single value of k. So the optimal value of k. That's how we should understand that.
Excuse me, ma'am. Last
Yes, ma'am.
code is not complete, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Last code which copied is not
I'm sorry.
complete.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll do that. I'm doing the same mistake, I guess. Okay. Again, I'm doing the same mistake. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Can you please tell once again what k-means.inertia was doing?
K-means.inertia is calculating that the square of the distance, right, sir? For each and every data point, we calculated that distance, right? I don't know, like what's happening here. One second, sir. I'll be back. I am not pasting the code correctly.
Madam, paste the code part by part. It won't take full part.
Oh,
Till
okay,
projection
okay. I'll do
you code paste and then you paste the other part.
Then also it is that way only. Okay.
I think there's a limit to the amount of chat text that you can paste.
Maybe.
Yes,
Maybe.
precisely.
That's why you said, right? Okay.
That's why we were using CodeShare, I think.
Oh, yeah. So something is happening. What do I do now? Okay. I'll share Google Docs or CodeShare. Everybody is able to get it.
Ma'am, you can copy the file directly.
You can copy the.
We have to take section 230.
Okay.
Share the code.
Okay.
Is that fine?
Yeah, I'm fine, ma'am. But I have to do this, no?
Actually, you just share this upload.
Okay.
G drive.
Okay. I will share with. Okay.
Share it immediately or after the session is over, ma'am?
You share it immediately. It is fine.
Okay.
If you want to continue,
Okay.
or you make available after the lunch.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
I'll
and make sure that it is available.
Okay.
How do I share this? Like, I'll share the link.
First option is there, locate in OneDrive or Google Drive. So it will show that file in Google Drive.
This one?
First option, locate in Drive. First option, yeah. Yes.
Okay.
It will show that file. From here, you can download and share, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
This is K means 1, but I don't want this. Okay, maybe. It's not showing. Okay. Fine. Anyway, I will download this code. Subin, this will work, right?
Ma'am, what you can do is you can save this as IP.
Yeah, IPNB. I did that.
Yeah, that is fine. File save
This is
as
fine,
and
right?
that is fine.
That is fine, right? So this
Yeah,
I
that is fine.
can.
That is fine. That is fine. That is fine. They can directly
Okay.
open in Colab.
Okay, fine then. I will send this mail to you. You can mail it to them.
Okay. We have a common drive. We will post it there.
Okay, fine. I'll do that right now.
I think I'll add that link. What's the time now? 41.
Okay, I send that.
Okay.
PPT at the end I will do that, ma'am, because NLP also I have. I don't mind sending it now, but still. Okay, no, ma'am. No problem, ma'am. This is for the participants only, right? But I have scribbled. Is that fine, ma'am?
No. What we can do is that can you share at the end? For 4:30 or 5?
Okay, ma'am, I can do. But this scribbling is there. Is that fine with them? Because students prefer the scribbled one, but I don't know about the participants.
This is you have done using pen only, right? You can do it. You can delete and then.
Okay, ma'am. I think I have saved the earlier version, ma'am. Before presenting this workshop, I had taken the backup. That I can send. Okay, ma'am, I'll do. Once before you close this session, NLP session, I will send it, ma'am. Okay.
So we will make the code available right now.
You can come and work immediately after your lunch. So we will leave lunch break right now. We will assemble at 2:30.
Okay, ma'am. Fine. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.